Whoa. Damn right, I'm a UPK nigga. Straight out of 1 West, no contest. We the best to the niggas that's living, trying to contend with the stress. Going through the test, no access, cause you oppressed. Slaves, niggas is dying off in waves. Living in dirt, now it's a grave. Niggas cross-talk through the crosswalking or the white chalk over the bodies of roads that you paid. America's killing us, saying they fearing us. Put the drugs in the hood, now my niggas delirious. Put a gun in my face, all because of my race. Click, boom, flash, put some Skittles and murder my ass. Like a sheep to the slaughter, heart beating harder and harder. Baptized with these words, never dipping in water. So now we pray to the Father, give strength to the Father that's looking for the marauders. That's fucking taking our daughters, nigga, it's wartime. Lights up, nigga, showtime. Got the green light on that ass, yeah, go time. Either boot up, shut up, but get your ass up. Cause we ain't got time to be playing this all fucked up America. Heaven for the thief, hell for the slave. Reaping what you sow, meaning giving back what you gave for a clean slate. Try to imitate, you was always fake. America, every city, state, this is your fate. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America.
Turn on the timeline, giving the rhythm to expose the intricacies of advanced vibe. Who am I? Well, I ain't shit, but getting lit is a pastime. So in a minute, I'ma pass out. I hope you get it. If you didn't, you can crash flying. Kinda simple if you feel it past your last line, but it will confuse a bad mind. A damn shame. That's the exact thing. Gonna get your ass fried. Bombs from the sky, rich devil lullaby. Then the nigga fly. Hope you got an alibi. Bombs from the sky, rich devil lullaby. Then the missiles high. I can see him from the parking lot. Living finna ball out. Devils finna fall out. All out warfare, nightmares in the big house. You murdered us for years and thinking shit what gon' turn around. Pride never learns. This motherfucker burns down. Yelled in them streets. Told them to breach. Now all of you angels bring woe to this beast. You rule for a time, but we play for keeps. I pray to my Father, bring woe to this beast. Remember them times we hung on them trees. All of you nations bow down to your knees. Remember them ships, they brought us in fleets. Fuck they Apollo, bring them the heat. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, whoa, to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America.
God is gonna destroy this empire, man. You about to see famine in this place. You think them fires in California is bad? That's just the beginning of what the Lord is about to do. Because you've been evil to the Lord's people. You've been wicked to the Most High's children, man. You've been destructive to the 12 tribes of Israel. Let me tell you something, black man. You gotta put on your strength now, man. Put back on your strength and might, black man, because your day is coming. Your day is coming because the Lord is gonna bring judgment on this earth.
Yes, them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous trod in the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Poor people see hostility rising daily.
So what chapter verse do you get this out of? Tell me.
Say that again.
What chapter verse do you get this out of?
Oh, there's many of them.
Go ahead. Just give me one.
There's many of them.
Just one.
I'll give you plenty of them.
Just one.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you going to listen?
I ain't
They
gonna
can't
listen.
get
Just
sure.
give me one.
Sure.
I know that.
Listening or not?
Give me one.
Are you sure you won't
I'm
listen?
good. Go.
You won't listen?
I'm gonna listen.
Yes. Deuteronomy where the Lord said he separated us from every nation.
Deuteronomy. That was for the nation of Israel. Was it for you?
Wait a minute. Now you said you
That was for the nation of Israel. It's not for you.
But you're not willing to hear me.
I'll hear you.
You know why you're not willing to hear me?
Because you're telling a lie.
I'm going to prove what I'm saying.
Because you're telling your lie.
How do you know it if you never heard it?
Because the book of Deuteronomy doesn't apply to you. The book of Deuteronomy does not apply to you.
You don't want to hear it.
I do. Go ahead.
Because you can't tell
The book of Deuteronomy does not apply to you.
You sing and dance in church.
The book of Deuteronomy does not apply to you.
Bless all the children in the church.
It doesn't matter.
You know why? Because you don't follow this book. You just walk around with
apply
it.
to him. That's the problem.
Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Listen good. God said he had a holy people under him. Go ahead.
Are you a Jew?
Listen good.
Are you a Jew?
One question at a time. To be what? A what? Go ahead. On to who? Reon. What? What does it mean to put one people above all people?
Are you a
If you
Jew?
put one people above all people, you make them people special.
Are you a Jew?
Now, here's the answer to the question.
Are you a Jew? Yes
He
or
don't
no?
want this sentence.
Are you a
Here's
Jew?
the
Yes
answer
or
to
no?
question 2. Blacks and Hispanics are the only real Jews.
That's a lie.
You white people living in Israel, you ain't
That's right.
That's
right.
you devil. You ain't
Say that
again. Don't want to answer. Wait, I'd like to answer your question. I'd like to answer it again. But you won't never.
You're a liar. You are a liar. You are a liar.
Which is really our.
You are a liar. You are a liar. You are a liar. You are a
That's right.
Blacks in America are the real Jews.
That's a lie.
That's right.
That is a lie.
Okay. I'll give you a
Funny.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, that's just absurd.
That's right, General. That's right.
Anything New Testament.
That is just
What about New
That's
Testament?
right.
He said I'm wrong.
What about anything New
He said
Testament?
I'm wrong.
Anything
I'll
New
give you
Testament.
New Testament.
Go
too.
ahead, I'm good.
I'll give
Any
you
New Testament scripture.
You're just
Get me with
absurd.
Christ here. He only came.
You're absurd, motherfucker.
Let's show him some racism.
And you're ugly too.
Let's show him some racism. Are you devils listening? Listen good.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
You guys get like minutes. The Lord, take your time. The Lord shall bring you into Egypt again, a second time.
This is in the New
With
Testament?
ships. I'll get to the New Testament.
Wait, then, no, do it now, because this is all to the Jews. This doesn't apply to you.
You don't want, listen, listen.
One
You
scripture that applies to
don't
you.
want me to answer. You want to ask the
Because
question.
you
But
are
when I go to
lying.
answer, you
Because
know
you-
he said God says his people would go back to Egypt a second time with ships. I got a question for you. Name one slave trade greater than the transatlantic slave trade of the West Africa. You're Irish.
The West Africa.
There were more Irish
Probably
slaves. Here's the only
So back it up.
argument. You are not a Jew.
Yes, they were.
That's the
Blacks,
problem.
Hispanics, they were slave ships.
They're people.
They were in those ships. You guys are proof that they are the Jews.
There were more Irish
Read on.
slaves.
You guys are people. You're just stupid buckets.
You hear what God said? Not only that,
You're
God said you would
you're
see
racist
it.
people.
The Irish got their land. Where's black people's land at?
Africa.
Africa got 50 countries in it. Which
Oh, are
country
you
in
fucking
Africa?
kidding me?
All of them.
You're a
Except for
liar.
South Africa.
You're a damn liar.
My fucking
You see that?
friends.
They can't tell you where they come from. Why? Because they God chosen people.
Bullshit.
Whose
I know
identity was
Africans
stolen from
who
them.
own shit
You are the
all
only
over this
black,
country,
blacks
man.
in America are the only people in the earth that don't know what country they come from. You know why? Because they are the real Jews. That's why.
Shut the fuck up.
Question. Who was sold on the auction blocks in America? Who was sold? Blacks, Hispanics in the Caribbean, Haitians, West Indians. That's who was sold. Those are the real Jews. Now, the ugly fat so-called Jewish guy asked me a question. He said, show it to him in the New Testament, right? Well, I'm going to show it to you in the New Testament. Now I'm going to show it to you in the New Testament. Malquan, give it.
He's got a question.
I want y'all to listen. Are you devils listening?
Yes, you're the racist. Just go
Read.
I think the racists are the worst.
No problem. Read. Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. Listen good, devil.
No, I won't listen to a racist.
But he answered and said, I am not sick. Jesus Christ speaking out his own mouth. That's why he's yelling. He don't want this to come out. Read it again. Wait a minute. I'm in a regular King James Bible. You can buy this in any Bible bookstore. I didn't write this.
white guy
This was
wrote
here
that.
before I was born. And I'm reading out of it.
Fucking white guy
Why
wrote
is it when a black man start reading out of the
aren't you
Bible,
guys out here
the devil don't want you to read out of it? I'll tell you why. Because it condemns this man in the very Bible. Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. But he answered and said, Christ Israel. You white people ain't going to heaven, you dummies.
That's right.
You earned it to get the earth.
How do you get to heaven?
You think you're going to heaven, stupid?
Tell me how you get to heaven. I need to know.
Little boy,
Tell me how I get to heaven.
Yes, them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil and move with Satan. Righteous trod in the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil and move with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Poor people see hostility rising daily. Ignorant multiply brutality. We I see that they run gone left mommy. Fi struggle the hard road with 5 beginning. Our I see baby having baby. Nothing that happen no do now.
Yay-Z. You know the chop. Ayazahab. Badness no sir. Let me tell you how the badness steer. Dopey bad fly when the clock display. Tell a boy say no try box this face. Back switch face. You know how your blood clot casket stay boy. You must see one Baptist prayer. When the map stick raise that leg straight. Shot misplaced. The key them in your head stop misbehave. Crack his face. The key never tell us say we lock this place. Which locksmith anyway watch this space. War with them bunny like plastic plate. Hey, we don't play around. When you see the UPK around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15s and AR rounds. We don't play around. When you see the UPK around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15s and AR rounds. We no take drape up. We no take beat up, we no stay so. And when the next day come, we no change up. Man, I ask them brothers, them wake up. Take care, boss boy, head top shake up. So tell a pussy, well, don't violate us. No care where you status, where you take up. Every man a killer till miss a dead face, you straight up. Great stuff, one Westling bigger than NATO. Man we boss it to NATO. Only man we afraid that are the creator, the maker. Hey, we don't play around. When you see the UPK around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15s and AR rounds. We don't play around. When you see the UPK around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15 and AR rounds. AR-15s and AR rounds. AR-15s and let me tell you how the badness steer. Dopey bad fly when the clock display. Tell a boy say no try box this face. Back switch face. You know how your blood clot casket stay boy. You must see one Baptist prayer. When the map stick raise that leg straight. Shot misplaced. The teeth them in your head stop misbehave. Crack his face. The key never tell us say we lock this place. Which locksmith anyway watch this space. War with them bunny like plastic plate. We don't play around. When you see the UPK around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15s and AR rounds.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbarak, to my brothers. Yahweh Shemal, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, to my sisters. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, which started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of General Yohana. And what we do is we teach the Black, Hispanic, and Native that they are God's true and only chosen people. And with being God's true and only chosen people comes with a set of responsibilities. Those responsibilities is to look out for each other, love each other, take care of each other as the laws of the Bible dictates. Because that's what the laws of the Bible shows us to do. And today's class is the brotherhood class. You know what I'm saying? No, today's class is the law class. You know what I'm saying? And today we're going to teach you how to laws of the Bible shows you how to keep your manhood, how to stay a man, how to prepare for war. See, Kanye West wasn't prepared for war. That's why he bowed down and apologized. He bowed down and apologized because he wasn't strong enough to stand on his own too, to stand on his words like a man. So he crumbled. He crumbled and he fell. You know what I'm saying? That's what Kanye did. He crumbled and he fell, and he went out like a $20 woman of the night. You know what I'm saying? So if you got any questions, you know what I'm saying? I want to give you some time to type in your questions. If you got any questions, type them on in. I'm going to start the class off with Matthew's. Let's see, Matthew 5 and I can never remember this scripture. There it is, Matthew 5 and 37. Let me type it on in. For those who are on YouTube, those who are on Facebook, I type in what I'm teaching, you know what I'm saying, on the chat. I can't do that on the Instagram yet, but I do it on the YouTube and the Facebook. So if you want to get into the YouTube and the Facebook, just go to YouTube or Facebook, search ISUPK Boston, will pop right up. You know what I'm saying? Will pop right up. Matthew 5 and 37. Any questions? Any questions? Give y'all a couple of seconds to get some questions going. I see one of my brothers in the room. So if you got any questions, you know what I'm saying, get ready to type them on in. You can type in your questions at any point of the class. This is a class. This ain't no debate. This ain't no you know what I'm saying, no show. This is a class where students could ask questions. If you're not on the other side of the screen, you are a student. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get with it, you know what I'm saying, and show you the errors of Kanye's way. Let's get with it. Matthew chapter 5, verse 37. But let your communications be yea, yea. So let your communicate. This is how you're supposed to speak. Yes, yes. Nay, nay. For whatever is more than these cometh of evil. So let me tell you something. If your communication ain't solid, and if you ain't strong on what you're saying, if you ain't, you know what I'm saying, standing on 10 toes down, like Kanye did not stand 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? What's that dude's name? The Wildin' Out dude. The Wildin' Out dude. He wasn't 10 toes down. I forgot his name though. The man with all the kids. If you know the man's name, type it on in. But the Wildin' Out dude, what's his name? Come on, I know somebody knows it in this chat. Well, I forgot the name. What was it? Kevin Hart, Carl? I forgot. But he was talking some good stuff, and he fell out too. The dude that was supposed to be the host of Wildin' Out. Nick Cannon, that's right. Thank you, Ms. Ruby. But yes, Nick Cannon, he crumbled, he fell. A lot of our so-called entertainers, they fall and crumble. Know why? Because their yays are not yays and their nays are not nays. You know what I'm saying? They have no moral compass to stand on. They fall flat. But the men in the ISUPK, the men under Commander General Yohana, we stand on our words. And when we say the black man is the true, authentic Jew of the scriptures, we are the true and authentic Israelites as the black, Hispanic, and Native people. Well, then let me tell you, we stand on that and we will die on it. We will straight up and down die on it. There's nothing that you could tell me that is, first you're gonna have to prove that I'm not, and you can't prove it to me because I could prove that we are. You know what I'm saying? Kanye, he just heard a bunch of good words that he felt nice about, and he ran with it. Same thing with Nick Cannon. Same thing with Bobby Brown and Whitney. Same thing with so many other entertainers, Kendrick Lamar, so forth and so on. They are not our leaders. They will sell their soul for a dime and sell their mother for a penny because they have nothing to stand on. They're not about this work. And this is work. Let me tell you something. This is work. This is for sure work. You know what I'm saying? Michael Angelucci said, "Did I trace my lineage?" You do understand that DNA lineage stuff is a sham. It's a sham and a farce. They out there testing animals that are coming back with human DNA, giving them human results. They got twins that are being tested with complete different results. Twins. Now, you tell me, should I trust in our enemy science? Should I just go with what the Bible says? I'm going to go with what the Bible says. And what the Bible says is that the Black, Hispanic, and Natives, who in Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, falls underneath that transatlantic slave trade that's described in that scripture. You know what I'm saying? But Kanye didn't stand on his yays. He didn't stand on his knees, so he crumbled. And that's understandable. He wasn't prepared for war. He wasn't prepared for it. So let's go to our new one. Let's go to Job 38 and 3. Let's go to Job 38 and 3. All right, if you're there, read along with me, all right? Give y'all a second to get there. All right, if you're there, read along. Kanye's great. Kanye is great. He's great at music. He ain't great at leading black people, plain and simple. But let's get with it. Job chapter 38, verse 3. Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Like, this is what we got to understand. You got to gird up your loins like a man. You got to stand up straight, stand tall. See, that boy, nah. Kanye didn't stand tall. He didn't stand up like a man. You know what I'm saying? He did not prepare for what was to come. See, to gird up your loins means you got to embrace. You're embracing what's to come. You know what I'm saying? You're willing to tough it out. You're preparing for it. He did not do that. He did not do that. And I'm not even sure what caused him. I'm interested in what caused him to apologize. Because it wasn't money. He was getting his endorsements back and everything, slowly but surely. I don't think it was money. You know what I think it was? It could have been money. Because nobody was messing with him to release a lot of songs on his new album. Nobody was messing with Kanye. They did cut him off. He was low-key blackballed. One of the greatest musicians of our time was blackballed because he believed that the Israelites were black. You know what I'm saying? He believed the Israelites were black. So they blackballed him, which is sad. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't prepared to be blackballed by his own people. to be blackballed by fellow musicians who would not release, you know what I'm saying, the right for him to use their music. He should have just came into the ISUPK. If you come into the ISUPK, you understand that there's a brotherhood that's unbreakable. There's a brotherhood like no other. There's a brotherhood that stands tall and above all oppressors' opinion of us. Period. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know what I'm saying? Let's drop that. Let's get 1 Kings 2:1. Oh, I didn't even type that in, man. All these scriptures are being typed in the live chats of YouTube and Facebook. If you want to see them, they're right there. You know what I'm saying? So let's get with it. 1 Kings 2:1. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and he charged Solomon his son, saying, like King David was about to die, he was on his deathbed. You know what I'm saying? He was on his deathbed. This is how much of a warrior and of a soldier King David and King Solomon was. This is how much of soldiers they were. This is how much of warriors they were. All right. I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. Like he's telling King Solomon, yo, you got to go across this earth and show that you're a man out here in these streets, man. He's telling King Solomon, his son, that, yo, you got to be a man. How you got to do it? Let's read. And keep the charge of the Lord for thy God. For one, you got to keep these law, statutes, and commandments. You got to keep these law, statutes, and commandments. Like, that's what a man does. A man keeps these law, statutes, and commandments. That's the first thing you got to understand. Let's continue. And his judgments and his testimony, hold on. And keep the charge of the Lord thy God to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all thy ways, and whithersoever thou mayest turn it thyself. Salakia, hold on. Salaki, y'all. A lot of yelling and stuff going on in my house, so had to cut that. You know, classes going on. This is A1, trumps all that. But let's get back into it. Where was I at? Oh yeah, King David and King Solomon, right? King David definitely was teaching his son how to be a man. First off, keep these law, statutes, and commandments. Don't be no coward. Don't be no punk. Stand on your own too. Stand firm on what you believe in. Stand firm on what you was taught. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was taught. And a lot of these cats ain't taught that. Like Kanye wasn't taught that. Kanye wasn't taught to be that type of militant person. That takes a level of militancy that most people don't have. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue with it. That the Lord may continue his word with which he spake concerning me, saying, if thy children take heed to their way, to walk before me in truth with all their heart and with all their soul, there shall not fail thee, he said, a man on the throne of Israel. See, Kanye, he broke that. Kanye, people like Kanye is the reason why we are not in power right now. You know what I'm saying? People like Kanye are the reason why we are not ruling this planet like we should be. Because he would sell his backside for $1. He would sell whatever he had for a quick lump of change because he wants to make music. He wants people to appreciate his music. He cares about people's appreciation of him. And that's why he fails. That's why Kanye fails. Right there. You know what I'm saying? So let's drop that. Let's get Deuteronomy 1:7. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 7. My fault. Deuteronomy 1:17. Give y'all a few seconds to get there. If you're there, read along with me. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 17. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God's, and the cause is too hard for you. Bring it to me. I will hear it. Like, this is what you got to understand. We understand every man has his limits, right? But that's what this brotherhood is built on. That's what this brotherhood is all about. If you can't handle something, you bring it to the men above you. You bring it to those who can help you with the situation. You bring it to them that could guide you to become stronger in such a situation, whatever the situation will be. See, people like Kanye, they don't have that type of guidance. They don't have brotherhood. So they're easy to crumble. You know what I'm saying? Let me read that again for you. Right? Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 17. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment. See, don't be a respecters of persons. See, Kanye is a respecters of person. Plain and simple. He's a respecters of person. Know how you know he's a respecters of person? He crumbled on his own word and apologized to a people that he knows that he done nothing wrong to. Why did he apologize? Why? He apologized because the simple fact is he respects them. He respects their money. He respects their industry. He respects everything about our enemy. And he didn't trust his own people to have his back. And granted, a lot of them didn't. A lot of them didn't have his back. But at the same time, some things are worth walking till you find the right brothers to be with you. Those right brothers are not Isupk. Simple. Kanye was just weak. He was a coward about it. Let's continue. But ye shall hear the small as well as the great. You're supposed to hear the small and the great. As priests of the Lord, as leaders of the Black and Hispanic and Native community, we're supposed to hear the small matters and the great matters. We're supposed to hear the little things and the big things. And that's important because we're not respecters of persons. Every issue is an important issue. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about the small arguments. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Because there's steps to this. There's steps to this. You know what I'm saying? In the brotherhood, if you got a problem with a brother, you're supposed to go to that brother and that brother alone. You know what I'm saying? You speak to that brother and you know what I'm saying? Y'all work it out, right? If y'all can't work it out, then y'all bring somebody in to hear the matter. And that's the stage where we're at, where we're small or great. We're supposed to be able to hear those matters and not be a respecter as a person, not pick a side, just hear it out. And then if the decision of that third party can't be respected, then it goes to a higher court. That higher court is the court of the people. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes amongst the court of the people, then judgment must be rendered. The whole point of the brotherhood is to prevent things like that. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man. Don't be concerned about what they feel or how they think. Or feelings don't matter. Whatever you feeling, just scrap it. It don't matter. In the grand scheme of things, it means nothing. It's just your feelings. And that's how you got to think as a priest. You can't be concerned about the people's feelings. You got to survey the matter and know what's right and what's wrong. See, Kanye didn't survey the matter. He didn't understand how him standing on his name, how they are not the Jews. You know what I'm saying? He didn't stand on his yay. It's funny, his name is Kanye, but he didn't stand on his own yay and say that the black people are the Jews. He didn't stand on it because he is too weak to, and I understand. This ain't meant for everybody to do, especially rich people. It really ain't meant for rich people to do, period. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue. For the judgment is God's, and the cause that is too hard. Oh yeah, that's important to understand too. The judgment is not of you. As a priest, it's not our judgment that we're rendering. We know the law. We just execute what the law says. The judgment is of God's. The judgment is of God's. So however they feel, guess what? Tell them that's how they feel about God. God makes the judgment. Like a lot of cats fall out of this truth. A lot of cats fall out of this truth, and then next thing you know, they blaming the seven heads, they blaming Commander Jenny Ahana, they blaming other brothers because they are too weak to understand that the judgment didn't belong to those men. The judgment was of the Most High. But they want to blame everybody but the Most High and give the Most High his right due for the judgment that was laid and look at the wrong that they have done and try to correct it. They don't want to do that. They will just want to live in the filth and fill their bellies the way they wanted to do it. And that's what Kanye is doing. Kanye is just filling his belly, doing what he wants to do. That's why he didn't stand on his J's and didn't stand on his nays. That's why he didn't stand 10 toes down. He's not built like the priest of the Lord, period. He is not built like us. You know what I'm saying? So let's finish it up. And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it to me and I will hear. Like, understand this. You ain't going to understand everything. Moses is telling Aaron, like, yo, if it's too hard for you to handle, bring it to me. Bring it to me. I'll deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I know a little more than you. I'll handle the matter. That's what that brotherhood is for. Kanye didn't have that brotherhood. He didn't have people to go to when he started questioning things. He didn't have people to go to when the world started coming at him. He had to handle that dolo. And that's sad. That's sad as can be. But let's drop that. Let's get Proverbs 29 and 25. I repeat, on Facebook and Instagram, not Instagram, Facebook and YouTube, I am putting the scriptures in the chat. So you can see the scriptures in the chat. So I'm going to Proverbs. Let's say 29 and 25. All right, if you're there, read along with me. Let's start with 23, actually. Proverbs 29 and 23. A man's pride shall bring him low. That's a warning for all you LGBTQ people out there. Your pride's going to bring you low. Let me tell you something. Kanye's pride brought him low. He started thinking that he knew more than everybody. He was better than everybody. He didn't have to listen to nobody. He didn't even seek further learning on the things that he heard. His pride wouldn't let him even get taught by brothers who actually knows what he's talking about. His pride got him. His pride definitely got him and broke him down to the very last compound. That boy is broken, hurt. He is hurt. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. But honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. Kanye wasn't humble. His honor, he obviously don't have, as you can see. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't upheld. You know what I'm saying? Kanye, how may I put it? If he had honor, he would have stood 10 toes on it. If he had honor, he would have went and furthered the things that he thinks he knows. He would have, seeked out further wisdom. He would have seeked out further knowledge, but instead he thought he knew it all. He thought he knew it all, and he crumbled and fell. He crumbled and fell. Poor Kanye. But that's what happens sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That exactly is what happens sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Verse 24. Whoso is partnered with a thief hateth his own soul. He heareth cursing and bewrayeth it not. Like, who's Kanye's partner? Who's Kanye's partner? He's with a white woman. He has dealings in business with a lot of oppressors and impersonators. Kanye didn't have a good crowd around him anyway. And he talked trash about the ones that are around him. And he's probably getting robbed silly right now. But let's continue. The fear of man bringeth a snare, like your fear. Whatever Kanye feared that made him apologize. Something to apologize means you feared something. You feared something made you do it. What made him do it? What made him do it? That's what I want to know. What made Kanye apologize? Plain and simple. Something did. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. But whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be saved. Kanye, he talks all that good Christian stuff. He talks, you know what I'm saying, all that, but Kanye has no trust in the Lord. Kanye don't follow one law. He can't even keep his rod out of Caucasian, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's right to say on TikTok no more, but he can't stay out of interracial relationships. He is drawn to him since Amber Rose. Drawn to him. You know what I'm saying? So all he does is messes with women that's not of his people. So if you trust in the Lord, you will follow the Lord's law, and that's the first thing you do. Have trust in your people. If you don't, then you don't love the Lord. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Let's continue. But whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be saved. That's why Kanye wasn't saved. That's why he fell. That's why he had to bow down and apologize to his enemy. That's why he's broken. He wasn't saved. His enemies got to him. His demons are getting to him. A lot of things are getting to him because he's not strong. And he has nobody to help strengthen him up. The whole point of the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge is for us to strengthen each other up. This priesthood cannot be broken. You know what I'm saying? Let's drop that. Let's get 1 Samuel 15 and 24. Okay. 1 Samuel 15 and 24. If you're there, read along with me. If you're not, well, catch up. Let's read it. And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord in thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. Like Kanye is fearing the people, not even his own people. He's fearing the people. He's fearing his oppressor. He's fearing his own people. He's just fearing people. He's just full of fear right now, right? Kanye is full of fear. He's broken. He is broken. And he'd rather listen to what the people have to say and go apologize to them, so people might give you the okay to use their music, so they could sell you their masters. So whatever reason it was, whatever reason, he listened to the people and he apologized to them like a coward. Like a coward. When a real man would stand on his J's and stand on his knees and listen to the Lord and not fold. But what do we expect from people like him? What do we expect from people like Kanye? Ask yourself that. Do we expect him to lead Black people? Do we expect him to be some type of standard to live by? Do we expect him to do any of that? What do we expect from Kanye? Not a thing. Absolutely not a thing. In fact, hold on. Let's get with it. Hold on. All right. Matthew chapter 19, verse 23. Let's get there. Let me type it on in. Let's start with 22. Matthew chapter 19, verse 22. And if you're there, read with me. Actually, no. Let's start with 20. Matthew 19, verse 20. The young man saith unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Like, this rich man come to Christ asking him what must he do to get into the kingdom of heaven. Christ told him, well, we're going to get into what Christ told him, right? The young man, the rich man was like, yo, I always followed the law. I took care, obeyed my parents, so forth and so on, right? But let's get into it. Jesus said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast. So he's telling the rich man, if you want to be perfect in the sight of the Lord, sell what you have. Take everything that you have and sell it. Right? Let's continue. And give to the poor. Sell what you have and give it to the poor. He's telling a rich man this. You want to be perfect, sell what you have and give to the poor. Basically, take care of the people. That is a rich person's job. Take care of the people. Don't be trying to hoard all your money and your resources, all your cars and your houses. No. Help the poor. That is your purpose. I mean, let me tell you something. Nothing wrong with having money. But money could stop you from following the laws of the Lord. Money can rule over you. Money can rule over you. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. And thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. Like if you did this, you'll have treasure in heaven. Like the scripture says, the treasure is where the heart is, right? I'm not saying verbatim, you know what I'm saying, but treasure is where the heart is, right? That's what the scripture says. His heart wasn't with his people. Because if he heard that, he would have just gave up and sold everything he had and gave it to the people. Now you're selling it. And then whatever you make from what you're selling, you give it to the people. That's money, man. You're selling, you're making money, and then you're giving that money to the people. You're giving that money to the people. For all those who might think it's just take your stuff and give it away. No. He said sell it first, then give it to the people. Let's continue. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful. Like when he heard this, like this young man's like, yo, I do everything right. And I worked hard for this. And you want me to give it up and sell it? You want me to sell it? He walked away sorrowful. He's like, man, sad about it because he don't have the will to do that. He don't have the wherewithal to do that. He's not built to do that at all. He ain't trying to sell a thing. Not one thing, not at all. Let's continue. Then and he had great possessions. He had a lot of good quality stuff. He had some great possessions. My man probably had land upon land, resources upon resources. You know what I'm saying? Gold, silver, all types of fine linen. He probably had it all. And he had to give that up and just to even walk with Christ. And he wasn't built like that. And Kanye's that same rich man. That young man that was talking to Christ, that's Kanye. He wanted to know what he could do. He had his little choir and all that. He thought he was doing the right things. But he wasn't. He was not built like that at all. You know what I'm saying? Kanye fell and crumbled when it mattered, like most rich men do. Like you got these other Israelite groups out here that will just chase after the rich man. They'll do whatever and then they tell us that it's wrong to help the poor. While they go marching all their purple glory to help a rich man get his job back. But they will not hold a food or a clothes drive for nobody. Yeah, those dudes, they the same rich man too. Because money corrupting them. Their love of money is corrupting them. Let's continue. And again, I say, oh yeah, Slagan. 23. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. Like he told them that a rich man is not going to make it it's hardly going to ever happen, man. A rich man's hardly going to make it into the kingdom of heaven. So all these rich pastors out here that is, waving that rainbow flag or, you know what I'm saying, doing what they do. All these rich pastors out there is teaching you that you got to chase that bag, that it's all about that money. They're hardly going to make it. Hardly. You want to know how much extremely hard it is for a rich man to get into rulership? Want to know how much harder it is? Let's read. Verse 24. And again, I say unto you, he even repeated it. He is repeating it with more detail. He said, yo, it's hard for a rich man to get up in heaven. And again, and again, he's repeating it. Let's see what he repeated. And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. Yo, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. A lot of people are like, yo, this is about faith. No, use your brain. It's about logic. Can a camel go through the eye of a needle? Period. Can a camel go through the eye of a needle? Ask yourself that. You know how big camels are? Camels are bigger than you. Can you go through an eye of a needle? Can you do it? Can you take a needle and go through the eye? No, you can't. You absolutely cannot. You know what I'm saying? Let's read it. Let's finish it. Then for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven, is it easier for the camel to go through that eye of a needle? And believe me, a camel's not going to go through that eye of a needle. He may try. He may even give his life trying. But let me tell you something. It's not happening. So all you rich brothers and sisters out there, listen, Christ is telling you to sell your goods. Sell your goods. Pay that 10% of what you make to the commanding general Hana of the Isupk. And then give the rest away. Then come join us. Come help build your people up. He ain't saying you got to give up your job, man. You can make that money back. You can make everything back tenfold if you had the faith of a mustard seed. But you don't. All you care is about your own lust and your own greed. You know what I'm saying? That's all you care about. Plain and simple. But let's drop that. Let's get Numbers 13 and 25. Let's get Numbers 13 and 25. Numbers chapter 13, verse 25. And they returned from searching of the land after 40 days. And they went and came to Moses and to Aaron and to all the congregation of the children of Israel unto the wilderness of Paran to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them and unto all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land. And they told him and said, we came unto the land whither thou seest us. I mean, we coming from the land whither thou sentest us. And surely it floweth with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak there. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south. Like, if you don't understand who the Amalekites are, the Amalekites are a chief race of the Edomites. They are a chief race of the Edomites, and guess who they are today? They are the people that Kanye was saying were not the real Israelites. They are who I call the Ishis. They are the Ishis. That's who the Amalekites are biblically. You know what I'm saying? And we should have got rid of them a long time ago, like the Lord said. And then they wouldn't be a thorn in our side today. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Oh, yeah. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, and the Hittites, and the Jebusites, and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. And Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, now Caleb is our people. He stilled the people before Moses. He calmed them down and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. Like, these men came and they reported that this land is beautiful, it's mad fruitful, but there's mad enemies there. There's mad enemies there. Kanye understands that, because he understood it when he said that they are imposters and that they are running the industry, they are controlling Black industry, and they, you know what I'm saying, they're evil people. And he understood the fruit of everybody understanding that, and how we could take our industries over. We could take our culture back. He understood the glory in that. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. But the men that went up with him said, we be not able to go. Maybe because I got the window open. I know they're not still yelling. Bear with me, y'all. But the men that went up with him said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. Like, these brothers, they were scared for a second. They're like, yo, we can't go up against them. They stronger than us. They got more numbers, better technology. You know what I'm saying? They got the money behind them. They got all that. That's what Kanye's thinking. Like, he couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. But the men that went up with him said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land that with which we have gone to search it, it is land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw in it are men of a great stature. So because of their fear, they made a lying report. So Kanye, he made a lying report with his apology. These men made a lying report, trying to say the land ain't fruitful, it's garbage. And the men of giant stature there, there's huge muscular men there. that could probably kill us with one swing. They made a whole bunch of stuff, you know, to try to put fear in other people's hearts. And that's what Kanye's apology is doing. He's putting fear in other brothers and sisters' heart. He's putting fear in their heart to the point that they might not want to stand and take back their culture. That's the problem with it. They might not want to stand and take back their culture because they look up to him as if he's a leader, as if he's somebody important. Let's continue. Verse 33. And there we saw the giants, the son of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers. You know, he's like, yo, those dudes are so big that we look like grasshoppers to ourselves. We look small to ourselves. They lost confidence, basically. They lost confidence. They became weak. And so we were in their sight. So that's how they believe they were in their sights. These are the type of men that are not leaders of the people. These are not type of men that are leaders of the people. And if you read on to chapter 14, you see the result of what that is. I ain't going to get into it today. But the result of that was blood had to spill for them being weak. Not saying Kanye's blood has to spill, but I'm saying that weakness got to get out of our people. That cowardice got to get out of our people. You know what I'm saying? Let's drop that. Let's get Isaiah 41 and 14. Yeah, let's get Isaiah 41 and 14. I think that's right. Isaiah 41 and 14, or is it 1 through 4? I don't know. Okay, here it is. Isaiah chapter 41, verse 14. Fear not, thou worm, Jacob and ye men of Israel, I will help thee. Like the Most High, I probably got to bring it back. Let me bring it back a little bit further to get the full context of it. You know what I'm saying? For I, the Lord thy God, well, verse 13, for I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. So Most High saying he will, you know what I'm saying, guide us, help us out, you know, like a little child, hold our hand, you know what I'm saying, across the street, you know what I'm saying? That's what he's saying. Hold your child's hand on the first day of school, your child's scared, and you hold the child's hand. That's what he's saying. I will hold your hand. Let's continue. Fear not, worm, Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee. So basically the Most High is checking us. Stop being cowards. Stop being punks, right? I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. See, the Most High is our Redeemer, man. Know why he's our Redeemer? Because we follow those law, statutes, and commandments. Kanye didn't follow those law, statutes, and commandments, so he didn't have the faith in the Most High that he'll have his back through whatever. Now he's losing respect. He was losing respect for the black community for a while now, mainly because he's with a white woman again. He ain't learned his lesson. He's just mainly all talk. We're seeing past the smoke and mirrors. But now that apology, I mean, that was like the last thing that he had, because almost everybody that stood up for our identity apologized for standing up for our identity. Almost everybody did. Literally, almost everybody apologized. So Kanye doing it was a little bit of a shock because it took him so long to do it. What was it, like 2 years now? Been about 2 years. And he didn't apologize. So we was a little shocked, like, oh, he's standing 10 toes on it. Then boom. He don't just apologize. He writes the apology in Hebrew. So he apologized and panders by kissing some cheeks. He puckered up for some cheeks, and now look at him. Nobody respects a man that begs. Him writing that apology in the Assyrian Hebrew was a form of begging. He was on his knees, like, please forgive me. Look, I'm participating and recognizing your culture. That's what that apology felt like. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue with it. I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that's supposed to be strengthening us. He did not strengthen Kanye because Kanye wasn't about that work. He wasn't willing to stand on his yays and his nays. He wasn't willing to sell everything and be a follower of Christ. He wasn't willing to do none of that. The only thing he was willing to do was just talk. Yip and yap and get attention. That's all it was really for. And at the end of it all, that's all it was really for. Was to get attention. But let's drop that. Let's get Psalms 26, 22 and 6. Psalms 22 and 6. Oh, that's not a mosquito. Wouldn't be surprised, man. It's like 60 degrees for the past few days in Boston, man. It's supposed to be the north, man. It's supposed to be freezing. Psalms 22 and 6. Let's get it. Okay, Psalms 22 and 4. Let's start at 4. Psalms chapter 22, verse 4. Our fathers trusted in thee. They trusted, and thou didst deliver them. To the Most High, our Father, they trusted in him, and he delivered them out of Egypt. He delivered them out of that captivity and out of plenty more captivities. And if we only believed in him, we'd be delivered out of this captivity. Oh, snap, that was a mosquito. I just seen it. Last of the mosquitoes. They cried unto thee and were delivered. They trusted in thee and were not confounded. But I am a worm. Kanye is a worm. The last scripture I read is the Most High calling us a worm for not trusting in him. Let me tell you something. Kanye is a worm because he didn't trust in the Most High. He don't know him. So I expect it, but he did not trust. He's a worm. And no man, a reproach of men and despised of the people. Kanye will be despised. He will be a reproach of men. He will become a laughingstock. Yeah, y'all only respect his money, but how longer will he have that? He will become a laughingstock. Just remember this day of him apologizing. Remember it. And then you're going to see them issues. The issues are going to do him dirty again, even after the apology. They're going to do him dirty again. They're going to take whatever masters they got. They're going to do whatever. They're going to do him dirty somehow. Whatever contracts they're going to break, they're going to do him dirty somehow, right? And at the end of the day, he's going to be a laughingstock. He is going to be a laughingstock, all right? So let's drop that. Nope. Let's continue. All they that see me laugh me to scorn. He's going to be laughed to scorn. They shoot out the lip. They shake the head, saying, he trusted on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him. So they're going to start doubting the brother. They're going to start doubting him. He got to stand up. He got to get his mind right. He got to join this Isupk. Or they're going to be doubting him forever. He's going to continue talking his Jesus walk stuff. He's still going to be doing that. And he's just going to be a laughing stock to us. He's just going to be a laughing stock. You know what I'm saying? Let's drop that. Let's get let's drop down. Let's stay in the same chapter. Matter of fact, let's drop down. Let's drop down to 28. Psalms 22, verse 28. For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he is the governor among the nations. So no matter what, our oppressor may look like he's running things, but guess what? The Lord runs things. Period. The Lord runs everything. Our oppressor may think he's big and bad in here, but at the end of the day, the Lord is running it. Let's continue. Where was I at? There it is. All they that be fat upon earth shall eat and worship, and they that go down to the dust shall bow before him, and none can keep alive his own soul. No one will be able to keep alive his own soul, right? No one will be able to do anything, right? No one will be able to basically, right? We ain't nothing. We ain't nothing. Period. Right? The Most High is running everything. That's what Kanye needs to remember. Nothing that we can do could change that. Nothing that our enemy could do could change that. The rich is going to be rich, the poor is going to be poor. But guess what? Stand in this law, period, right? Let's continue. A seed shall serve him. Like everybody got to serve the Lord sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High is in control of everything, man. I can't save my own soul. So I got to follow the Most High. A seed has to follow the Most High. You know what I'm saying? We are not in this alone. Let's continue. They shall come and declare his righteousness unto a people that shall be born, that he have done this. Like, yo, you're going to have to stand up and be a man about it and recognize the Most High's work. You have to be a man and recognize the Most High's doing. Understand you're not in control of nothing. Let your pride go. Kanye did not let his pride go. So he crumbled and fell, like most men do. Like most men do. Let's drop that. Let's get Isaiah 51 and 12. I didn't even type that in at all. Let's get Isaiah 51 and 12. Isaiah chapter 51, verse 12. I, even I, am he that comforteth you. Who art thou, that thou shouldest be afraid of a man like that shall die? Like the Most High is the reason why we are here. He is in control of everything, right? Why are you scared of a man? They're going to die too. They're gonna die too. Why is Kanye scared of a man? He's gonna die. You scared of these issues. You're scared of people not giving you the. You're scared of recognition. Stop it. Stop it. All that's fleeting. All that don't matter. And Kanye is fumbling. He's failing because of that. You know what I'm saying? He's crumbling and failing because of that. Let's continue. And of the Son of Man, which shall be made as grass. Like, we are all going to be made small. We are the Son of Man. And we're going to be as grass. We're going to be pointless. We're going to be useless. We're just going to be that small, just a blade of grass. Cut it, it'll grow back. It'll easily replace. You know what I'm saying? So that's two things. Stop being scared of men and stop having so much pride in yourself that you think you don't need anybody else. One blade of grass does not make a yard. You need others, man. You need others. You know what I'm saying? So let's drop that. Let's go to First Maccabee. This is one of my favorites. One of my favorites right here. First Maccabees 2, I believe, and 10. Oh yeah, if you don't know what First Maccabees, if you're looking in your Bible and you're looking for First Maccabees and you can't find it, right? Let me tell you something. Not all the books that's in the Bible are actually in the Bible because our oppressor, the same oppressor that is blessing LGBTQ marriages, took certain books out of the scripture and said that they are not canon. That they are, know why they say it? Because it doesn't follow their agenda. But you know the Apocrypha is real? For one, it's an important period of history that is not in the Bible that we currently have in popular times today, which is the Greco period, which was when Greece was ruling. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that. It's like we went from the Persians and the Medes and all of them and just went straight to Rome. Like, no, there was a period of time where Greece ruled. And that period of time is written in the Apocrypha. And this is a period of time where our brothers were standing up to the Grecian Empire. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about it. 2 and what I said was 2 and I never even typed it in. 2 and 10, right? First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 10. One nation hath not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils. Like, what nation hasn't abused us? What nation hasn't gotten their fill off of Black, Hispanic, and Native people? I mean, Asians, they selling us all the pigeon and rat and cat and dog they can and send their children to Harvard. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna speak on the Caucasian. We know how they getting it. These African people, they are braiding and pulling out all our women's hair and sending their kids off to school. You know what I'm saying? That's every nation has gotten their fill off of it. You can't even name one nation that doesn't. Let me put it like this. Every nation could come set up some type of shop in the hood. In the ghetto where you live, every nation got a store. Guess who don't? You don't. You may have a few sprinkled in, but let me ask you this. Do we have a store in anybody else's neighborhood? Is there a Black, Hispanic, or Native store in Chinatown? Is there a Black, Hispanic, or Native store in where the Ishis live? How about a Black and Native and Hispanic store where the Palestinians live or East Indians? Do we have that anywhere else? We might have a few stores in our neighborhood, but they could set up shop around us, but we can't shut up shop around them. They are feeding off of us. You know what I'm saying? Everybody getting their spoil off of us, period. Let's continue. All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she is become a bond slave. Like, yo, we have nothing. So now we got to work to get something. We are bond slaves just like we are today. We are bond slaves just like we are today, plain and simple. We were bond slaves then, we are bond slaves now, man. They take everything from us, keep it for themselves, get rich off of it, get powerful off of it. And look at us. Sad. Let's continue. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste. And the Gentiles have profaned it. Let me tell you something. This is talking about when the Greeks destroyed the temple of Solomon. They destroyed our temple. You know what I'm saying? They destroyed it, broke it down, profaned it, and everything. Just made it disgusting in the eyes of the Lord, right? Let's continue. To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer? Like, what reason do we have to live? What reason do we have to live? The men have come to this conclusion as men. What reason do we have to live? You know what I'm saying? So let's continue. Right? Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourn very sore. They seen the destruction of the temple. They seen how we are just broken as a people, and it hurt them. And they ripped their clothes. They just started bawling. They were flipping out. They were flipping out. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Verse 15. In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city, Modin, to make them sacrifice. So the king's officers, you talking about, let's put it like this. Boston PD comes through because they heard y'all wanted to set up some type of revolt. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to set up some type of shop that takes care of Black, Hispanic, and Native people. Y'all want to look out for Black, Hispanic, and Native people. So the Boston police comes through, right? And in your special room where y'all sacrifice to your power, let's see what happens, right? And when many of Israel came, oh yeah, he did it and he made them sacrifice, right? Verse 16, and when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together. So all of Israel came. So all your peoples up in your house, y'all came, y'all gonna hear out what the Boston police gotta say, right? Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on the wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man. So they point out you. Like, yo, you're a ruler, you're a leader amongst these people. They listen to you. They look up to you, right? Thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons. Like, you even got your peoples behind you. You got a strong family. You got, you know what I'm saying? You doing your thing. You. Now, therefore, come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment. So you got to be the first one to do this. You got to be the first one to do the sacrifice. You got to be the example. That's what the Boston police is telling you, right? Now let's continue. Hold on, where was I at? Oh yeah. like as all the heathen have done, like as everybody else outside of Israel has done. So Greek ruled many provinces. They ruled over many nations. So he's telling them like, yo, us Grecians, we have to make this sacrifice. Them Africans have to make it. Them East Indians, them Arabs, all these other nations, they have to make this sacrifice too. Y'all got to fall in line, right? Let's see what happens. Yeah, and the men of Judah also. So there's also brothers of Israel who have done this sacrifice. It's such as remain at Jerusalem. So shalt thou in thy house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards. So he's telling them, like, yo, y'all gonna have this, y'all gonna have that, you're gonna be looking as fly as can be, man. We're gonna be looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? You do this, y'all gonna be rewarded by the Boston police. You do this, BPD is gonna reward you. You get the people in line to follow the state of Massachusetts, we're gonna get our people behind you. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what Mattathias says. Verse 19, then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice. Though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, he recognized, like, yo, all the other nations that are under the king's dominion, they obey him. He recognized that. And fall away every one from their religion of their fathers and give consent to his commandments. Like they all these other nations, even some of my Judite brothers, they have fell. He recognized that. They don't follow the commandments of their fathers. They don't follow the ways of their fathers. You know what I'm saying? They recognize that. Verse 20, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. He telling them like, yo, we understand everybody else is doing it, but we're not. We're going to follow our forefathers. We're going to walk in the commandment of the Most High. We're going to be men out here. We're going to live as men and die as men. We're going to be men out here. They girded up their loins. They were ready and prepared for what was to come. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Verse 21. God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. Verse 22. We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion either on the right hand or on the left. Now, when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar which was at Modin. So he said, we ain't going to do it. He didn't want to be that example to the people to go sacrifice. But then there was one coward, one weak man, one Nick Cannon, one Kanye West, one T.D. Jakes, one Creflo Dollar, one whoever you think is a man of some type of leadership, which is not, that will crumble. One of them came up. One of them wanted to be that example to the rest of the people to sacrifice and do what the Boston police says. One of them decided to do that. Now let's see what happens. To sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment. Now the king wanted them to sacrifice swine on the altar, which should never be sacrificed, because what is sacrificed is eaten, and we do not eat swine. It is unclean to us. You know what I'm saying? Verse 24, which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal. Like he got a zeal in him. He saw this dude step up, try to do this sacrifice, try to be a leader amongst, so he can have the king's appreciation. A zeal came into Mattathias. Like a zeal is coming to a lot of black Hispanics when they seeing Kanye apologize. A zeal is being fired up. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. And his reins trembled. He started shaking. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar. My man ran up on him and killed him on the altar. He killed him on the altar. His blood is what was on that altar. It wasn't a pig's. It became that man's blood. And that's the example that the people saw. That there was men that was willing to stand up for the law of the Lord and take lives if they have to. And that's what we need to see today. We need to see righteous men stand up for the law of the Lord. Kanye's not one of them. But us in Isupk are. And if you want to get into class, man, you see the number down there on the YouTube and Facebook. It's 617-372-2112. That's how you get up in class. That's how you learn a little further. That's how you join these ranks. And if you don't even want to join ranks, if you want to get in and just try to get into a debate, hey, we take that too. If you just got genuine questions and you're not sure what's going on, we take those calls too. You know what I'm saying? This is the Isupk of the Commander General Yohana. I'm Priest and Officer of 1000 Rakar Ariel. And with that, shalom.